So what we're doing right now is we're going to make a very simple, definitely not traditional, so don't hold me to that, pad thai. Honestly, we'll have this done in probably 10 minutes, just over. So right now all I've done here is I've let some olive oil just sit in the pan and get hot, because we have the electric hob, so it takes like 3 years and 9 days for it to get warm. I've soaked some rice noodles in boiling water. They've probably been in now for about 10 minutes. I'm going to drain them in a sec, but first of all what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our veg in, which is some sliced red onions, some mushrooms, and some peppers. And I'll just move this around. So this is the peppers, and the mushrooms are full of water. So they're going to give out. And while doing this, it'll give me a chance to quickly chop some garlic. Garlic. I'm going to just use 2 cloves, get them chopped up. Because we didn't want to put the garlic in at the start because it would burn, and then it'd be a complete and utter waste of time putting the garlic in. So what's gone in here now is obviously it's beginning to take on colour now. The mushrooms, the red onions starting to get translucent. The peppers are slightly taking on a bit of colour. Obviously the onions are softening now, so in a minute we'll go in with the garlic. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just drain these noodles. What I've done is I've just lightly dressed them with a bit of sesame oil. So everything's softening nicely and mushrooms have took on colour. What I'll do now is go in with the garlic. But this one, I've not obviously added fresh chilli. One, because I didn't have any in. I've got some frozen, but I didn't want to put any frozen chilli in. And also, with this, obviously not everyone's a heat fan. So obviously, if you are, then you would probably put the chilies in with the garlic. If you don't want them completely burning as well. And obviously, however hot you want it, depends on the number of chilies you put in, or if you keep the seeds in when you're chopping. So I'm going to leave this for another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go in with the chicken. So now I'm going to go in with the chicken. Get them flavours mixing. And obviously these are thin strips of chicken, so they only take a couple of minutes. Obviously make sure they are thoroughly cooked. You don't want to get food poisoning. You see right there, you see the colour? That's what we want. Like I said, by no means is this traditional pad thai. Some of the recipes I've done in the past with traditional pad thai is usually with tamarind paste, maybe shrimp paste, where in a minute when I add the liquids I'll be using a fish sauce. And with this one as well, I want it a bit sweet. So what I've added is, what I've done is in the 3 little pots here. So in this one, that's fish sauce with muscovado sugar mixed in and with tablespoon of dark soy sauce, obviously for the colour, and I've got a tablespoon of Thai sweet chilli sauce, just to give it a hum of heat, but also I want it to taste sweet basically. I don't know how I would explain it. I just want it to set my palate nicely. Obviously with the contrast of the sour with the fish and the soy, obviously the sweet onions, the red onions are softened and sweetened now, so they're releasing their own sugars, so caramelising. So yeah, like I said, this is a very, very basic recipe. This recipe isn't to stand amongst the king of Thai food. It's just, if you was ever wondering how to do it, this is a very simple way how to do it at home. As you can see here now, chicken's more or less cooked. So what we'll do now is, we'll go in with the egg. We'll just start to scramble it in. And we'll just incorporate everything now into it. So now the egg's cooked, everything's involved, they've all become friends, and we now go in with the sauces. So first, the sugar with the fish. And now the soy. And just before we go in with the Thai sweet, we'll just throw the spring onions in. Because you want them to retain a little bit of their crunch, not be completely wilted down. And now go in with the Thai sweet chilli. But also remember as well with this, you are your own boss, so you can adjust this to however you want it. You know, if you want like a really silky sauce underneath, you know, probably add a little bit more light soy sauce, or dark, whichever one your preference is. So right there, now we've got a base of flavour. So now I'm going to add some bean shoots. But don't throw them everywhere. And they're going to cook in. These only take a couple of minutes, or if that. All they need is the heat into them, and then they soften. So again, so in here now what we have chicken, peppers, mushrooms, red onion, we've got an egg, we've got some garlic, we've got a little pot of fish sauce with a teaspoon of muscovado sugar, them two mixed together, the sweet with the sour. We've got a tablespoon of dark soy sauce, and we've got a tablespoon of Thai sweet chilli. That's looking good. So now we go in with the noodles. I'm just going to grab 2 spoons and we just mix this together. And also some before and then some for garnish, some chopped peanuts. Actually, I think there could be cashew nuts. Yeah, the cashew nuts, sorry, cashew nuts. And they're just obviously an extra bit of texture for every crunch. What I like to do as well is grab some coriander. Nothing fancy about this, just rip it up, put it in. I know people are not keen on coriander. I'm not the biggest fan, but sometimes when recipes are called for it, you've got to put it in. So there, mix it in. And you know what, we're pretty much done. I give it a crack of lime juice. And we're done. Take off the heat. So right there you have a pad thai made in, yeah, just a little over 10 minutes. And again, like I said, by no means is this a traditional recipe, but this is a door on how to do your own. There are so many different things you can add in this now. You could add in prawns instead. You could go with a little bit of pork. You know, like I said, you could add chili, use tamarind paste. There's so many different ways. The best way that you would understand and learn is obviously to watch cooking programs or get online, read recipes, grab maybe a Thai book or Vietnamese book and just learn the way that they would do theirs. But everyone's going to have a million different ways to do theirs. But this is just a simple introduction into how to do your own at home. And then obviously once you master that, the world's your oyster. Right, thank you for watching.